Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right, do right, do right.
And we're live, apparently. I didn't get the memo. But I am your host, Jay Fry, and with me is Josh. How's it going, Josh? Oh, that's right. You're not here, fucker. Garrett, you there?
Bows out last
Garrett?
Maybe.
Your camera on? There we go. Take your time, buddy. We're only live.
Well, that's good to know. I'm probably not going to hear in spirit. How does that sound?
Adequate audio as usual. And my saving grace. Sean, how's it going, Sean?
Yes, same as always. It's Monday. We're here. Hurrah.
Yeah. Success. The one accomplishment we have for the week.
Woohoo!
Completed.
Successful week.
All right. And now that we're done with that, we can go home. Thank you, everybody. So we got a jam-packed show today, full of stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
In case anybody was wondering, stuff and things. We've got Nancy Pelosi and her freaking good God. Oh, and breaking news: Walter Mondale has passed away.
Just now?
Served under Jimmy Carter. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I assume earlier, but we just got it posted. I got the alert from the New York Post. Walter Mondale died at 93.
Wow, that's a good run.
Yeah. Good job. You can keep it.
Well, I mean, he
So, does anybody have?
served as the useful foil for Reagan's second election, so.
He's a peanut farmer. He wasn't going to get a second election.
Oh, didn't he run against Reagan? He
the
ran
Iranians?
against Reagan in 84, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Was he the one who put up Geraldine Ferraro for Veep?
Yeah, Mondale Ferrero.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
it's been
either way, it just proves that Minnesota doesn't have their shit together.
Dude, and how?
All the way back to 1984. Right? It was Minnesota, right? Clean sweep except for Minnesota?
Yeah, you only lost one state.
I think it was Minnesota.
It was part of the then Blue Wall. I know that. It was either Minnesota or Michigan or something like that.
Was it Michigan? No. I would have known. I would have remembered. So does anybody have anything they want to cover before we get into the important stuff? Like, dear God, I'm getting lost in those nostrils.
She's a looker, that James Brown.
How does she not have all the COVID?
Well, she's got that fancy smancy DC congressperson health care plan. They live forever, apparently. As you just noted by Walter Mondale finally kicking off this mortal coil.
93.
That's a good run. Makes me wonder when Jimmy's going to go.
Yeah. Hope a house falls on him.
Ah, he's a nice guy. Lousy president. Nice guy.
Half his presidency, we had hostages in Iran.
Yeah. Like I said,
Well, not really. No, it was like a
lousy
year,
president. Nice guy.
though. Yeah. 444 days. The Iranians took the embassy workers hostage until the very day of the election, and they realized some shit was going to stop or some start up if they didn't calm their shit. And that's at a time, 1980 was the start of the conservative change in the Middle East. if you're ever out and about, look up Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia in the 1970s. You'll see girls in bikinis, and bikinis weren't necessarily the classiest thing to be wearing in America. Yeah, not kosher. Halal.
Well, 1980 was the beginning of the fall of the wall, so
that was the end of the 80s.
Well, it was the beginning of the end of the 80s. I believe we can all agree
when
that
the 80s started
was
the beginning of the end of the wall.
Most of the 80s were right in the middle of the Cold War.
I think we can all agree the 1980s was the start of the end of the 1980s. So,
have you been talking to Busey? Is that what you've been doing?
He remembers the 80s very fondly, and like it was yesterday, because for him, the last connecting brain cell goes back to the mid 1980s. Fuck, I love George Busey or Gary Busey in the 80s.
Really?
He was still crazy. Everything.
Are you sure you're not confusing him with Nick Nolte?
Yeah, well, everything. You should watch 48 Hours and just be shocked. like, holy, that's the white guy using the N-word.
A whole bunch of white guys using the N-word.
Dude, he slapped Axel Foley in the face like 7 times. It wasn't Axel Foley, but whatever, Jerome Slick Pants, whatever the fuck his name was. Like, he pistol whipped him a couple of times while he was still in handcuffs. Just Eddie Murphy running his mouth. Now, bear in mind, like, Eddie Murphy was like 20 in 1978.
Yeah. Well, no, and then that was like what, 81 or 82, and he was on Saturday Night Live, which he started when he was 19. So he must have been like 20 during 48 Hours. Yeah.
So he's drinking in these bars because he's black and you don't know how old he is. That's literally.
Well, that's like, also that's
young.
Before the national age was raised to 21.
Was it?
Pretty sure.
When that happened?
I want to say like 84 or 85.
Well, I wasn't an adult back then, being a young child myself.
Right. I wasn't either. Just not that old. But there are people that are not much older than me that used to drink in bars when they were like 18 and 19 that got hosed out for a couple of years because they moved the age to 21.
I had a youth bowling league at a bar. My dad used to send me in there with $2 in quarters to buy a pack of Camels from a vending machine on the way out.
I remember cigarette machines.
He used to get to keep the change. Yeah. It used to be real funny because my dad smoked unfiltered Camels. He was in the military, so they used to smoke Lucky Stripes. But unfiltered Camels, which is a really short pole at the vending machine, my mom smoked Eve Ultralight 120s. Very long pole at the vending machine. So it used to be humorous that I found hilarious at 8 years old. Beside the point. But yeah, it was like $1.25, and I got a hot dog and a Coke.
Yep.
And that was my lunch while fucking bowling for like, God, so many hours. Completely unsupervised.
You can still get that at Costco, can't you? Hot dog and a Coke for $1.50.
Well, first off, that's 25 cents more. That's absurd. And I don't go to Costco. So. But enough of memory lane. Nick Nolte's an asshole. Loved him in Blue Chips. There's just this one scene where he just lies to the entire family about being Baptist, and they're like, regular or Southern? And he just fucking doubles down. Southern is the only other kind? She's like, damn right. And I'm like, I like your chutzpah, sir. And you can say that because Blue Chips is based on an actual event as opposed to just clever writing. So I completely pictured his actual, not just a character, but a real person, doubling down like that for the sake of getting your applicant that you want to.
Yep.
I think Shaquille got a car in that movie, if I'm not mistaken. I don't recall. All I remember, terrible actor, that guy.
You know what? That hasn't changed.
Yeah, it didn't change in Steel. It didn't change in Shazam. It didn't change in... Apparently that's not a real movie, but it's a fucking movie. No, wait, that was... the one that didn't count was with...
Sinbad.
Sinbad, not Shaquille O'Neal. That one's a real movie. And whatever fucking... thing Adam Sandler shoves him into. I think it was Grown Ups 2.
Mm-hmm. Damn shame.
You know, nice seeing him around. Like, oh, hey, look at there. There's a giant black man. All right. This movie's got everything.
He's very large.
There's a picture of him and some other guy making The Rock look like a punk. Just in comparison.
Yeah, I think it's the Chinese guy that died. Yao Ming. Yao Ming and
Yao Ming
Shaq
died?
standing... I think he's dead.
I don't think so.
Or maybe I'm confusing him with Manute Bol. Manute Bol is dead.
I'm pretty sure Manute Bol is not a Chinese guy.
No, he's not.
Have you heard of a peanut butter Buckeye? Do you even know what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a freaking Reese's cup. Circular. Calm down. Yo.
Wait, say what that is again, Jake?
Buckeye. It's chocolate around peanut butter. It's a Buckeye. No, he's still alive.
Huh. I know Manute Bol is dead, so maybe it was Manute Bol.
Manute Bol.
Although no, because the guy that was making The Rock look small was not skinny as a rail. Manute
That
Bol
was 2010.
Yeah.
$7'6" or 7'7".
And
Oh, it's Charles Barkley.
What? Charles Barkley isn't that big.
Yeah. Fucking hell, look it up.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, now I gotta look up this picture.
Rock. Shaq and Rock photo. Yeah, it's Charles Barkley's the one I'm looking at.
You're right. Wait a minute, that's not the one I was thinking of, though.
Here's one with with Yao Ming making Shaq look small, next to Shaq making The Rock look small, next to The Rock making Kevin Hart look small. Jeez, this is a throwback to the old time.
The Rock's
Shaq.
only like 4 or 5 inches taller than Marky goddamn Mark.
Well, Rock's 6'4". Wahlberg's
No
like
way he's 6'4". How tall is Marky Mark?
6'1"?
Really?
Dude, how
him
old
as
are
a,
you
like-
that you first call him Marky Mark?
Well, because
5'10", 5'7" with an attitude.
No, I figured about 5'10". I figured he was tall for an Irish punk, but not like 6 foot.
Mark Wahlberg. Well, he doesn't look that short next to Will Ferrell.
I figured they just had.
Oh, there's an H in Wahlberg. All right, Mark. In this scene, we're gonna have you climb in his pocket. Oh no, 5'8". Wonderful. He is a manlet. All right, look up Dwayne Johnson. Also has
Dwayne
weird
Johnson's
letters
got to be
in
like
there.
6'2", 6'3" tops. Which means they'll mark him at 6'5" because he's a star.
Well, they do that. They do that with all wrestlers.
Yeah, if anything,
Rock's gonna be like-
Shaq looks smaller than he actually is in this picture with him, Barkley, and Wahlberg.
They're claiming 6'5".
Yeah. My guess is he's like 6'3". Because Barkley's big, like, but he's not huge like Shaq. There's a marked difference standing next to both of those dudes.
Let's try.
Like, I come up to Shaq's armpit. And in this picture,
right.
Marky Mark is taller than Shaq's armpit, so this perspective is weird.
All right. 6'10" 3/4.
Barkley?
Yeah.
Huh.
So now I'll
right,
do Shaq.
Shaq's like 7'2", 7'1", 7'2".
I think 7'2". So maybe Mallet Squad's doing the heights of these characters, and they can only see like the lowest number. Why is this taking so long? Yeah, 7'2". Okay.
Yeah, and Shaq's wife is like 4'9", or at least I don't know if they're still married. The one that he had 7 years ago.
The Asian girl, the cute Asian girl with the because there's a picture of them together, and then there's this hamster chewing on a banana.
No, the one. I mean, I don't know if she has any Asian in her, but she was definitely a black woman.
Well, not when Shaq's around.
No, she's not. I mean, she's got light skin, but she's definitely a black woman. She's African American, for certain. Big ass rock on her finger, like blinding you from orbit, sort of large.
I know Shaq. I watched a Cribs, and he had like a 10-foot round bed. And I'm like, you're an asshole. All right, now for chat's sake, they want Gary Coleman.
I just remember when Mark Wahlberg got
4'7",
and he got famous because his brother was famous before him.
Filed for bankruptcy in 1999. In order to earn money, he worked as a security guard.
Who
the fuck would hire Gary Coleman as a security guard?
Dude, think of the hilarity factor when he comes around the corner in a security guard outfit and says, "What you talking about?" And you just sit there and laugh.
What you talking about?
They come and get you.
It's like, that's the third one we found some dude on the ground. Good job, Mr. Coleman. What you talking about?
That's pretty much it. I mean, and not only that, but just think about it. Then you got stories to tell. It's like, I got busted by Gary Coleman. Well, why didn't you run? It was Gary Coleman. The story is worth getting caught.
I couldn't run. I couldn't breathe. Which is why, for the story, I will never carry a second reverse card. Wasn't he a male model though, or he didn't earn it in his own right? It was just from.
Well, his brother Donnie was part of NSYNC. NSYNC?
No, it wasn't.
New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block. Yeah.
My God.
Wasn't exactly my music, so you'll have to
that was like a decade apart, Grandpa.
Yeah, whatever. They all kind of run together, fucking boy bands. And his brother was like way bigger than he was. Yeah, I think he was a Calvin Klein model, but I think he got the gig as a Calvin Klein model because of his brother.
Unlike Woody Harrelson in The Cowboy Way, hearing that on his own. Yeah, he's short. Gary Oldman.
He's like 5'8", 5'9", isn't he?
I'm gonna go with 5'6". Let's check. Because he was in David Hughes, who played Remus Lupin in Harry Potter, is a tall guy. But like Gary Oldman giving him a hug in Prisoner of Azkaban, I'm like, good lord. Like so much talent all by yourself. Height for Gary Oldman is 5'8.5". Okay. So, he's on par with Marky Mark.
Which is average height for a North American male. It's like 5'8", 5'9". Somehow.
Maybe he's like 6'6" or something. 6'2.5". All right, somebody's lying. There's a whole head height difference between those two. He got banned from entering China because of his role in 7 Years in Tibet. I remember him from Dragonheart. He was quite the dick. Anyway, tall guy. Not as tall as me, but still tall.
So what were we talking about?
Nancy's nostrils, I believe, is what we started with.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got into The Rock being a munchkin, but we also got that.
Yeah. So how Nancy is still on committees is beyond me, and how she's not in the handcuffs in jail is beyond me for incitement.
Well, this isn't even her first time inciting. She wanted you to mess with the Trump administration.
Right. But, I mean, that was one of those things where you're like, you just encourage people to, I mean, yes, it was incitement, but it was mild because you just protest, gather around and protest. This is literally come up with my verdict or this motherfucker burns.
First degree murder because I said so.
Right. Absolutely ridiculous.
Ma'am, this is a trial. You can't order a la carte.
Yeah, not only that. This isn't even your district. This isn't even your state. Why are you here?
Because a black man died at the hands or knee of a white man.
Mm-hmm.
Or nothing, depending on who the fuck you talk to. I'm more confused than a Hennepin County medical examiner.
Well, I'll tell you what. I understand why the judge didn't want to declare a mistrial based on that. Because
there might be rioting in his fucking state?
No, there's going to be rioting no matter what. But if the jury comes back with not guilty, it doesn't matter that the riots are going to happen. The riots are going to happen anyway. They could come back with all guilty and the riots will still fucking happen. It does not fucking matter. But if it comes back non-guilty, they can't try him again. They'd have to appeal for some sort of mistrial, which I don't think the state would do. So if they get this job done without a mistrial, it stops.
Well, this isn't the first threat of mistrial either, though.
Right. I mean, and I don't even think the defense wanted to file for mistrial like they did, but they were obligated to because of what Maxine said. Like, if they didn't, that would be cause for, some questions. So they had to go through with the motion for mistrial based on what Maxine did. But on the other hand, I can see why the judge doesn't want to, because this needs to be done. This needs to get done.
Yeah. If any of you saw closing arguments today, prosecution just... I couldn't even count how many lies they were. And it was really odd, too. Like, he said that Floyd was lying there, dying, not knowing anybody that was around him. That's not true. It has been claimed in the past that both George Floyd and Derek Chauvin worked together at a nightclub. So that's possibly true. He said he called for police and didn't expect the outcome that was happening. He didn't call the police. The clerk called the police. The clerk called the police after giving him every opportunity to either give him money that wasn't fake or return the cigarettes. This is an actual long period of time. This wasn't the clerk saw it was a fake 20, saw a big black man and called the cops. He went out 2 separate occasions to the car to talk to the guy, who then passed out the second time. The people in the car with him tried to wake him up so they could flee the scene of a crime. Dude wasn't in his right mind. All video accounts show him twitchy and shucking and jiving and all sorts of other drugly recreational activities. Just utter ridiculousness.
It'd be interesting to see if the state comes back with Murder 3 against the drug dealer.
Yeah, well, he was smart not to plead the fifth then. Good Lord. I'd like him to get a not guilty and then come out with a book called If I Did It.
I still don't think OJ did it.
Yeah. You think that's the son?
Yep. I think OJ took the
I'm
rap
not
for his
against
kid.
that.
I think OJ took the rap for his son. Which makes OJ Simpson a good guy, if you think about it. I mean, there was still the bit with the Heisman, which you can fully blast him for because that's just fucking dumb. But yeah, as far as it goes with Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron, what's his fuck?
Goldman. No, I disagree with that part. He put it in the hands of trusted people to squirrel away his fortune, if you will, to keep it out of the Goldman's hands. Which I'm a fan of because fuck the Goldmans. To this day, still fuck the Goldmans. But then to have them, the people that he trusted, try to auction off the goods for their own profit, I could see getting outraged and doing something. Not that stupid.
No. I was going to say, I get being mad. I get that. I don't even fault him for that. Just what he did was galactically stupid.
Yeah, that was over the top dumb. But something along that lines of there's probably a chance I would do something. I have no recourse of calling the cops. It would instantly get taken to the Goldmans. Because the cops know what's up, so he'd have to handle it himself. But the way it was handled was stupid and almost on par with TV gangster bullshit.
Pretty much. So what's your...
Are the Goldmans Jewish?
Yes, they are.
Oh. That has nothing to do with why I dislike the Goldmans. But now, I extra dislike them.
I mean, it's sad what happened. It's sad what happened to their son, but yeah, they took it a little far. What's your call on the Chauvin verdict?
The prosecution failed to make their arguments.
I think well, that's neither here nor there. I mean, I agree with you, but I don't think that's going to be all that relevant to what the verdicts come down as.
Well, I mean, you're right, which is a shame.
It is.
But,
it's a miscarriage of justice, but it's reality. Yeah, there is more than reasonable doubt in all cases here, but I don't think that the verdicts are going to reflect that.
Yeah, like it started with knee on the neck, which turned to knee on the shoulder, which was not allowed by the department to be used multiple hundreds of times that year in the department. like everything the prosecution attempted failed. Everything. We found out him calling out for mama wasn't even his mama. It was his drug dealing girlfriend who was in the car at the time. We found he climbed out of the car on his own reconnaissance to get to the ground. They offered to put him in the back of a full-size SUV from the compact bullshit he was in when he first passed out, by the way. This is the result of Black Lives Matter and the way they do this shit with black people, making them fear the cops. Because there's other videos of him arrested in 1999 or 2019, and him panicking in an absurdly the same way, just 200% cowardice, and being so detrimental. He was making the things he feared most happen, which is something cowardice. Like you being so scared of somebody hitting you that you do things that upset them to make them hit you. Instead of following the first order, he brought it upon himself. It's just, at no point did they prove any part of their case. They don't even definitively have murder.
No, I think my guess is that they're going to, for both the second and third degree murder, they're going to find not guilty, but they'll probably find guilty on unintentional manslaughter or whatever manslaughter charge that they brought up.
Yeah. You don't think a hung jury is possible?
I do think a hung jury is possible, but out of fear, they won't. And I think there's going to be browbeating by the blacks in the jury.
No, there absolutely will be.
You're racist. I'm calling you racist. If you don't agree, I'll out you. Hell, there was an attack on a former home of a jury member. Wasn't even their current address. Not a jury member. Witness. Who wasn't strongly enough.
The pig head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where's PETA coming out against that?
Mm-hmm.
They better pull first degree. We agree first degree murder. He planned it from the beginning. Even though there was offer of air conditioning and rolling down windows, they still wanted him dead. Just utterly absurd.
What's your guess on how long this takes?
This week.
That's a wide range.
Well, somewhere between Tuesday and Friday. Better. I narrowed it fucking down for you.
I'm guessing Wednesday or Thursday.
I'm gonna go with Tuesday.
Tomorrow, huh?
Uh-huh. They're gonna pull out the racism card and lay it flat.
They probably will, but then you don't get to avail yourself of that hotel's amenities.
A lot of people are probably worried about their own homes, so they'll want to get back to their dwellings. Even though BLM's not letting you onto your own property and the police are arresting you for it.
Cops are not your friends.
Bullshit. Absolutely not. But still, follow their fucking rules. The time. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Time to argue your plight is not at the stop.
Nope. I'm surprised there's still cops in Minnesota at all.
Mm-hmm. And like, I watched a video. This was on Neo's stream of a black man standing his post in that that's ugly yellow black jacket, looking like a bumblebee, and then berating him and like, don't you want black officers? Oh no, you don't want any officers. You want chaos. Like, taking the law into their own hands will not be the last thing Kyle Rittenhouse does. Like, there will be more of that.
Well, I'm just glad His Purple Majesty isn't around to witness this nonsense.
Are you talking about Prince?
I am. He's the only famous person I can think of that was from Minneapolis.
And also black.
Was he?
It's questionable. Pretty sure he was Filipino.
Mm. Well, I don't know nothing about that.
No. Just putting on. So it'll be sometime this week, preferably while I'm working. We'll get that out. We've had a plethora of shootings that have not made the news because of the gun wasn't the only thing black in these cases.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we'll put that.
Including Kenosha.
Yeah, and I assume whoever shot up the Minneapolis National Guard, also black. The one thing I did see that I did like is the Minneapolis police understand the Antifa tactics now, and they don't let them get away with it. They now chase down the original attacker. And there's spotters now that their sole job is to follow the attacker as he leaves, and then they pick them up later. Which means they still get rid of their weapon or whatever, but it's happening.
Better than not.
Mm-hmm. So any tall vehicle you see with somebody on top of it, they're looking for you, buddy. Don't let the door hit you on your way to prison.
I don't understand why they don't use paintball guns and just start marking them.
That'd be nice.
Whack!
White dots for the supremacy purposes.
Just mark them. Blap! All right, we'll pick him up later.
All right. Night, brother.
Clearly that feller. They're all in black block. Yeah, there's tweets going out about ditching your black block because it beats serving time. So now it's the midst of summer and they have to wear multiple layers of bullshit so they can get out of there. Attacks on Neo showed this guy. They accused him of being an undercover cop, and they show a picture of the guy, and he's got a tattoo of Africa on his cheek. I'm like, I don't think the police have lowered the bar that much that their undercover cops can get continents tattooed on their face.
I'd be impressed if they did.
You're undercover now, so feel free to tattoo your entire head. There's no promotion for you past this. Enjoy. But he was also very yellow bone, so the tattoo of Africa was to remind people that he is in fact black and to not Asian hate crime him, as is prevalent in their society.
Yeah, I just love the disassociation from that kerfuffle. They want to cover it so bad because it's Asians and that's a minority, and we can make bank off of racism here somehow. But then we got to ignore the fact that the people doing those attacks are also a minority.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow we got to pin this on the white guy. Not quite sure how we're going to do that, but they managed to do it anyway. Cause fucking dumb.
I mean, at this point, I'm surprised there's only been one Kyle Rittenhouse. Like, I expect more, at minimum, patrolling of neighborhoods.
You might not. It might be happening. You might not hear about it because once there is firearms prevalent, maybe they mind their P's and Q's. Maybe they.
We've seen that before.
Don't act out, right?
Them marching down roads and seeing just wall to wall white people with ARs and shotguns.
I don't know. This is Biden's America. As soon as Biden becomes president, mass shootings skyrocket again. Interesting,
Mm-hmm.
Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have a school shooting season this year though, because schools aren't in.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling school shootings having gunshots fired on school grounds. There was 2 of those. Neither of the perpetrators were white, so they went away real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Knoxville, Tennessee has a small black population, and it still managed to be the black guy. California, it's bigger, but unsurprising. And Kenosha had one, and it's getting ridiculous. These people are buying into narratives that are just straight out retarded.
Yeah, straight bullshit, and they act like it's true.
Mm-hmm. Like, besides for the Las Vegas thing in which we lost bump stocks, thanks Trump, which are back now. Thank you, Trump. Did we? I can't think of any other shooting that happened in Trump's 4 years.
Parkland.
Was that?
This is the beginning of the Trump
Is that
administration.
February 2017?
That or 18. Hang on. When?
February 14th, 2018. So it was a year.
Yeah, it was a year in.
Right.
So there were 2.
Well, shit. New Zealand had that during Trump's administration, and one was a mosque.
Yep.
Canada lost like 20 people in a Nova Scotia or the Nova Scotia shooting
Well, there was a synagogue shooting in Canada. I know that.
in like 2018.
I don't remember what year that was, but yeah.
Canada shooting. Yeah, the Nova Scotia shooting was a year ago. So that's
Well, didn't they have one in Quebec too?
wasn't that the mosque shooting? No, the mosque shooting was in Toronto, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was in Toronto.
Damn, Canada, you have plenty of shootings for being a. And this whole thing started between an argument between a gunman and his girlfriend.
Oh, Maynard's throwing a couple more. There was the El Paso shooting at the Walmart with the eco-fascists. the Dayton Antifa guy and the Philadelphia synagogue shooting. But that was an anti-Trump guy that they tried to pin on Trump.
Yeah. How quickly we forget. They all run together. Plus, we had the that slew of not bombings in DC and New York, with like wires taped to a 50 caliber shell and some Play-Doh.
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember the Trump guy with the van with all the Trump stuff on it?
Oh yeah, the guy with the Sharpie hair.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, that ended up being a big old fucking nothing burger, but I do not remember the Philadelphia synagogue.
Well, and when was Scalise shot?
Oh, like 2016?
Was that in 16 or was that in 17? Yes, we mentioned the Vegas shooting. Which, there is something that just fell off the fucking planet, too. We don't need to know anything more. We don't want to look into that at all. We don't want to find motive. We don't want to find means. Just, he's dead. We're done.
Well, that was June 14th, 2017.
The Scalise shooting?
Yeah. Let's not forget, what's her nugget was shot in 2011 under Obama. Gabby Gifford.
Yeah, that happened out here. By one of her supporters, I might add.
Yeah, well, shooting her in the head probably wasn't the worst thing that could happen.
No, that's pretty terrible. I mean, it was pretty terrible, but it was cut short by other citizens with guns.
Oh, that Texas shooting. There was 2 Texas shootings. The one where the guy got taken out by an NRA member, and that other guy went to a church in Texas, and he got hit with that 50-yard shot from the 1911 carrier.
No, that was a 357 SIG, sir.
Oh, double go fuck yourself. Was it on a 45 platform?
No. I believe it was just I think it was just a SIG. I think it was a fuck, I can't think of the model number off the top of my head. Not the one I have, because I've got the small one, but it's the full size version of my small one.
I think that's a 228.
I thought the 228 was a 9, but okay.
226 is a 9. 229 is a 40. You know what? Fuck SIG.
I know. It makes no goddamn sense.
Fuck Smith & Wesson.
Well, Glock is just as bad.
And you know what? No, it's not. Shut up. I was gonna say fuck Glock too with your Glock 45 is a 9mm, Glock 21 is a 45. I somehow I know how Glocks, and it hurts me. Probably up until like 41. I know like 44 is the 22, 42 is a 380, 43 is a single stack. Fuck. All right, fuck Glock. I'm with you.
See.
When's the Glock revolver coming out? That thing looks so cool. Or the Glock 45. That one looked really nice too. The
Glock revolver? Are you kidding me?
Glock 1911. Oh, that looks so good.
This I gotta see.
Like fuck you and your 4th of July shenanigans, Glock.
Wow, that does actually look pretty cool.
I know.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of want one.
Yeah. Now do their Glock 1911. Yeah, that's oral traditions. That shit sucks.
This can't be real.
It's not, but I wish it was. It's like, oh, you're so pretty.
You know, you could just buy a regular 1911 and paint it up that way.
Yeah, you just buy a slide.
Mm-hmm.
Or just stamp a slide. Either way.
Either way.
You guys done? You guys done with your anti-Glock bullshit?
No, sir. Fuck
We
Glock.
like Glocks in these parts. Gen 4 Glock 19, best gun ever invented. Everything before it was a mistake. Everything after it is superfluous. They made it perfect the first time, the 4th time. I don't even know if there's a Gen 1 Glock 19. I'm pretty sure there isn't. But I really like Gen 4s. I love, with like capital letters, the Bodyguard. And I also really like Dances with Wolves and Man of Steel. And he's a bit of a bitch, but The Untouchables is good. Never saw The Postman. Never saw
9
Mr.
juveniles shot at LaPlace birthday party in
Chicago.
No, the this looks like it
Chicago.
might be New Orleans.
Laplace, not Laplace.
Fucking French is spelling shit weird.
Well,
that's what we're known for.
That just means your wife's taste isn't completely broken, Maynard. But she is your wife, so that makes me question that.
Oh, did you see about the Tesla crash up there in the Woodlands there since you're in Houston, Garrick?
Yeah, could care less about it. I like Tesla, but yeah, I don't trust their cars.
Yeah, well, don't trust their self-driving because apparently 2 old dudes were in. One was in the passenger seat, one was in the back seat, and there was no driver. And it found a tree in the woodlands. The woodlands. Found a tree.
How hard should that be? Did they die of COVID?
And apparently it burned hard for about 4 hours.
Oof. Those liquid lithium-ion batteries, man.
Yeah.
Lithium-ion. What is it?
Isn't it? It's not lithium-ion?
No, if it is, that's some bad burning shit.
Yeah. I watch YouTube videos on mute while I listen to audiobooks, just for some dichotomy. And I watched this whole series called When You're Stupid. And there's like 30 or 40 of them in there. Anyway, one of them was this guy losing his shit over he was in his Tesla at a grave site, and the Tesla kept warning there was somebody by his front bumper, and he kept panning up to see it, and there's nobody there, but it's a fucking graveyard. So he was getting pretty scared. Like, yeah, I don't get it. She loved Whitney Houston, hates Bobby Brown for wrecking out. Yeah, I mean, who likes Bobby Brown? Not I, said the fry.
I enjoyed his music.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you mean Chris Brown? Because
No,
I didn't
I
care
mean
for Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown was big in the 80s. Big, like huge.
Like huge.
I actually, it wasn't Dolly's. It was, I can't think of who it. Anyway, they play that the version in the diner, and I thought that was adorable. Like she took that song, not how it happened at all in real life, but I liked it, and I thought she was a good actress. Her, Tina Turner, Vanity. I don't know about Beyonce, but Queen Latifah's decent. Not great, but all I've seen Beyonce in is that Austin Powers movie, where I'm like, could this have been anybody else? But like people who are terrible actors, Britney Spears is fucking atrocious. Kelly Clark is fucking terrible. Paris Hilton is not great. Stop putting her in stuff. Yeah, but it was a dude who covered it in the movie. On TikTok, there's this awesome cover of Paparazzi by I think the dude's name's Mayhem or something. Anyway, it's an excellent fucking cover of Paparazzi, and it's almost like a death metal screaming version, but it is surprisingly good. But it took me like, I'm like, is this a dude or a chick? Clint Black is not. Kenny Rogers was decent. Not great. But
better singer than actor by far.
Oh yeah. That was like small parts, so he's not bad. Small bits.
Dolly's probably 50-50. She can go either way.
Yeah, I liked her in 9 to 5.
Yeah, she's a good actress.
Yeah, I think she did better than Lily Tomlin, who is a better comedian than she is an actor.
Yes. Tom Waits is a good actor who is also a musician.
Weird Al, not so much.
Tom Waits is an adequate actor and a really bizarre musician.
I can't think of anything I've seen him in.
He was in Dracula.
Who was he in Dracula?
He was the henchman.
Was he Renfield?
His name? Yeah, Renfield.
Oh wait, which Dracula?
The good one with Keanu Reeves.
What am I thinking of then? Now watch
Rider.
Of Tesla burning with the sound off. Yeah, Keanu. God, I like Keanu. He's decent in some roles. That one, not so much. Jonathan Harkness is not his go-to.
It is not. It is.
But also, he was terrible in Babes in Toyland, and that had a convincing Pat Morita as Santa. So I had definitely allowed. Quit putting Anthony Kiedis in shit. Thank you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Flea, I'm okay with because he almost never talks.
Well, and he always plays a degen. That's why it's great. We believe in nothing.
Mandy Moore is a decent actress. Jessica Simpson, not so much. But then again, you've got really good musician or actors who can't sing. Kevin Bacon, Bruce Willis, John Travolta.
Bruce Willis gets a bad rap. He's all right at what he chooses to do. He's not great, I'll give you that, but he's not terrible.
I'd loved him in Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, and that was him singing in Hudson Hawk, and that's about what you would expect.
Yeah. Anthony Stewart Head from Buffy the Vampire and Repo, a Genetic Opera. Paris Hilton, shitty actress, but not that bad in Repo.
Of course she did.
What?
Maxine Waters requested a police escort before the screed advocating for violence.
Fucking course she did. I can't think of anything I've seen Elvis in. But his wife, not the greatest actress, but I still enjoyed the hell out of her movies.
Who's this?
Priscilla Presley, The Naked Guns.
Yeah, they're good. She's not a great actress either.
Yeah. But I think that helped instead of hurt her.
Yeah.
Because she was like delivering the lines in like the wrong tones.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Anna Nicole Smith in the third one or whatever. Her tone was all off, but in the right way. So that was probably just thanks to a good director. Although she has a really weird looking penis in that movie. I haven't seen the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
That's a good movie.
It's on my to-do list.
It's on my list.
Yeah, watch it. It's good.
I think we covered the shit out of singers and fucking. Where do we end up with Hannah Montana? Is Miley any good?
She actually can be. She did a cover of Jolene. That was pretty good.
Well, she's a decent singer, but how is she acting? That's why I said Hannah Montana.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's hit or miss.
I've never watched Hannah Montana. I don't know. Thanks for
What was that?
catching that before the copyright strike.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that a reference to?
Henry Rollins, I don't know if we'd call him a singer, but he's a shouter, and I like him in most of the stuff he's in. He was a voice actor, and I couldn't believe that in one of the animated Green Lantern movies. I was like, is that fucking Henry Rollins?
I think that guy gets too much credit. Not saying he's not awesome. I just think he gets too much credit.
Yeah, I can see that. You got Mark Wahlberg, apparently. Donnie Wahlberg from Sixth Sense.
I can say
There is,
Mark Wahlberg is a better actor than he is singer.
Yeah. I can dig that. There's a... I don't know if it was on Netflix or whatever, but there is a sci-fi movie just jam-packed with boy band actors. And it's something like the Magnificent Seven, but it's something about like the Neat Six or something like that. I can't think of the name of it. but it's got like Joey Fatone and
Fatone.
one of the Carters.
Okay, speaking of singers and acting, Nell Carter.
Nell Carter?
Nell Carter.
I don't remember her song. What's Up With You by Eddie Murphy. Alcohol by Will Smith. Doesn't get enough credit. Excellent actor, and I like his music without curse words. I sometimes even get jiggy with it.
Parents just don't understand.
Yeah. The Rock did a pretty good that song in Moana.
Yeah, but I mean,
I swear to God, I will never buy his album.
It was written for somebody being a cheese dick, so kind of hard to mess that up when you're The Rock.
I'm a cheese dick. Let me sing this song. Do rappers count? Because you got to throw in Ice Cube and Ice-T.
Ice-T is not a good actor.
I like him on Law and Order. Like all he does is repeat like the depraved crimes like constantly.
I liked Ice Cube in Friday.
There was just terrible acting all around in like the entirety of like I liked him in 21 Jump Street, but State of the Union, which is the second Triple X, just god awful. Him awful. Exhibit awful. Busta Rhymes in like the Resurrection, just awful.
Cher.
Mask and Witches of Eastwick are a couple of my favorite movies.
Yeah. Decent actress.
Yeah. James Corden can go fuck himself in everything he tries. But Emma Stone apparently is decent because she's got like 4 or 5 under her belt now.
The guy from Frozen who played the snowman. Can never remember that dude's name.
Josh Gad?
What's that?
Josh Gad.
Yeah,
Olaf.
Josh Gad. Actually a really good singer. Like if you watch Pixels of all movies, he sings a rendition of Everybody Wants to Rule the World that is arguably better than the original.
Mm-hmm. Jack Black, I don't care for.
I don't think he's a good actor nor a good singer.
Apparently, people are just rewatching Schoolhouse Rock, and they're calling him the dad bod. So, good for you there, buddy. Congratulations. Olivia Newton, John?
Better singer than actress, but Grease is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Love Grease. Kylie Minogue. Also from one of the Dracula movies is Vitamin C. She did Dracula 2000. It was her, Jerry Ryan, and Jennifer Esposito as Dracula's brides. They were gorgeous. I assume Halle Berry can sing because she's black. If not, she can dance because melanin has rhythm. Also, so Will Smith, Best Actor and Rapper. And the opposite of Will Smith would be DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Who can neither rap nor act.
But we still seen Around the House.
But he's good on the turntables, so give him
Yeah.
some slack.
Trying to think like who else has a one-hit wonder out there. Like
Vanilla Ice.
Kevin, you shut your mouth, sir. He's got like 4 hits.
He's got 2. And one of them is
3.
about Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the best things that were made in recent years is that now that's what I call music, because like at least 7 out of 14 are really good songs, and almost every record or almost every CD. Now the fact there's like 79 of them is ridiculous, but when else do you ever get since 1990 an album with that many good songs? I think my last one was Smash Mouth, which had like 6 good songs out of 12. Atlantis Morissette does a pretty good job of putting them together.
3 Days Grace had a couple of good albums that were like that.
I couldn't imagine putting on like a Lady Gaga album or something like that. Oh, cheers, Jill.
Katy Perry.
No.
I want to fire you from a cannon.
As long as I can land on Katy Perry, I think we're in.
Well, them titties, there's a pretty good chance if just fire in general direction. Yeah, I don't know where we're going with that. Renee Zellweger sang in Empire Records, and she did a decent job.
Didn't she sing in one of... what were the movies she was in that were famous? There was like 3 of them. She played
Bridget Jones?
Yeah. Didn't she sing in one of those? I think it was a karaoke scene, but she actually sung quite well.
I don't know. Well, she sang Sugar High with Coyote Shivers in Empire Records, and that was like the big song. But I don't care for that kind of stuff, really. Well, I could listen, like my punk music, like I could listen to full albums of NoFX or Pansy Division or.
The only punk group I can listen to whole albums for is NoFX.
Yeah, like they just.
Maybe 1 or 2 of the Pennywise albums, maybe.
Yeah. And if you don't like a Ramones CD, don't worry, it's over in 34 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, they got 17 tunes and they're done in 20 minutes.
Blitzkrieg Bob is like 2 minutes and 14 seconds, I swear to God.
And it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Same with Rock and Roll High School. I think that's only like, I don't even think that hits 3 minutes.
Blitzkrieg Bob is.
Oh, we now have to fight Maynard.
2:25. And that's probably because they added another rendition of Hey Ho, Let's Go in there somewhere.
Maynard is saying that Bad Religion is better than NoFX.
Oh, he's allowed to have that wrong opinion. Someone has to be.
Yeah.
But I was literally okay. So if you guys don't remember, NoFX actually got into trouble around the shooting, the Las Vegas shooting, and one of their sponsors walked away because of the things they said about America being shitty or whatever. And I was like, NoFX has sponsors now? Like, oh god. What happened to Kill All the White Man? Like, oh, that just hurts. And then like Green Day's has sponsors. I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Go away.
Green Day wasn't ever punk, number one. They were always a
alternative.
They're literally a Disneyfied produced boy band version of a quote unquote punk band. They were just as bad as the Sex Pistols. At least the Sex Pistols had a little bit of an edge.
No, Sex Pistols never had any edge. Johnny Rotten supports Trump, so he is nothing burger. I'm like, oh, huh. So this guy still likes pissing people off?
He's Johnny fucking Rotten. What do you think?
Like, oh, who would have thought he'd have like a crazy view on something? But that's got to be kind of weird. Living in England, supporting Trump, like wearing Trump shirts, which I wouldn't even fucking buy merch, but Johnny did.
I've got a couple of hats. Simply because I'm just going to pack them away and they're going to be worth money when my kids get older, so.
Here's my Dukakis yard sign and the Trump hat.
Frags didn't get kicked, he dropped.
Is he gone?
Yeah,
Man,
he dropped a while ago.
Probably went for that crawfish microwave broil that he had going on earlier.
I can't imagine crawfish tastes good boiled in a fucking microwave.
Oh, that's also something I watch on mute. I love this channel, and I talked about it before. Dancing Bacon. It's his Asian guy and his chubby girlfriend, fiance now, and they shove like the most disgusting food in her face, and usually she's pretty happy with it. Like she gives a smile and a nod, but he ate Japanese snacks, and one of them was a full fucking dehydrated fish, head to tail. He's like, the bones are soft and chewy, and I'm like, no, you don't eat bones. But like first bite was the entire head. I'm like, nope, pass. Oh god.
Barnes and Barnes comes to mind.
Yeah, like oh. Ah. But the funny thing is they order like everything in English as much as they can, and like they ask people to speak to them in English, and it's all impressive because I can say thank you very much, Mr. Robot, and onion. That's the entirety of my Japanese. I like Rancid.
I like Rancid. I don't love Rancid, but they're all right. Yeah, Pennywise is good. I think they're not as good as NoFX, but they're good.
How about some Pansy Division, sir? Are any of you members of the Cocksuckers Club? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about Fugazi?
How about some Juan Valdez Love Machine?
Consolidated.
No use. No use for a name.
No Use for a Name. I like them. I haven't heard them in
Yeah.
fucking forever. I should go dig those
Yeah.
albums out.
Do you have albums?
CDs.
I have Clash on an album.
The only thing I have on album is some Pink Floyd and some Led Zeppelin. Oh, and I have Anecdotally from Iron Butterfly. It's literally the entire side of a 78. Song is fucking long.
But I ended up going more alternative with like Green Day, Offspring, Everclear.
I think I've only ever liked one Green Day song, and I can't even tell you its name.
Well, they ended up being pretty popular by the time I left. Like they were Good Riddance, or was it Good Riddance? Yeah, Good Riddance was my school song. There's actually a pretty decent punk scene in Michigan. Outside Metro Detroit. Well, like just outside Metro Detroit. We'll give CBGBs a run for their money any day. Like Hank Williams III, he's a punk singer. Son of Hank Williams Jr. and Hank Williams. Has a Tri-Hawk, and he'll come to Detroit. He says like literally 3 times as many times he'll go to New York City. But again,
the punk scene in New York City has been shit since the mid '80s.
Yeah, I mean we've killed punks in Michigan, and we still have a better. Speaking of the Clash.
Aw, too soon.
It's been 35 years. I'm like, oh, rest in peace, Dimebag Darrell. Oh, too soon.
I think that's the main reason that Big Audio Dynamite exists.
Yeah. I want to say 1999. Good Riddance was which is fucked because Vitamin C had graduation in '98, and I was just. Yeah. It's a good song. I like it. Blink 182 was annoyingly popular.
Yes. But which song?
Actually, Blink 182, I could listen to whole albums. And usually, like, you'd find, like, September Ends was, like, track number 11. Like, what the fuck? But by the time Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and they were on like MTV, and I'm like, go away. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, Green Day was on MTV the entire goddamn time.
Yeah, but I expected that. But Blink came from the underground. Actually, Blink, also a good band. It's a little more ska, but Blink 182, and Good Charlotte, and Jimmy Eats World, like they all came up, and I was seeing them at small venues. Like got to talk to them and find out like how decent they were. Mark Hoppus can't hear for shit, by the way. so if you ever like Blink-182 sucks live, yeah, it's because Mark Hoppus can't hear.
I like Jimmy Eats World.
Yeah. Oh god, Good Charlotte was atrocious. Like Kid Rock, for those of you who don't know, as a Michigan native, I would see Kid Rock on a pretty much, if I wasn't doing something else, I would see a Kid Rock venue. And he was absolutely arrogant, but like a down to earth arrogant. Like he knew he was going to be something big and he was going to blow up. And until then, he was just having fun. But he had to play gig to gig, and he'd make like 10 grand per gig at like a decently small venue, but was paying out like 9 grand for effects, dancers, the bands, the after party. And the guy was like living gig to gig because his costs were so exorbitant. But it just,
he was a rapper doing yodeling in the valley.
Yeah.
When he had a high top, red-headed fade.
Not that far back, no. But
Okay.
no, the Dirty Trucker Band and him were
because he had stuff going before that. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Very odd.
He would talk about it, and he would say like next year I'm gonna hit my fade, and I'm like, yeah, bud, I believe you, but like he was always talking like that, but it was like, man, 2 more years, and then it was, man, 1 more year, and then probably like when he thought he was gonna make it big, it was like another 3 months before he blew the fuck up. So I don't know if like he was already in talks like a year earlier to come out, but he was always working on material and just like, hey, why don't you do a show every 2 weeks and not have strippers? Maybe get some younger people in here. One show he did was like $30, but drinks were free.
Oof.
And he had to do the show the next day because he was paying off the tab. And I'm like, have you tried not doing this? You are not yet there, buddy. Blink-182 did get stale real quick, but for me, seeing them in American Pie, I was like, oh. Like,
this is not punk.
Oh. You guys.
This is a pale imitation.
Mm-hmm. But like, to me, if I couldn't get you to play a concert in my backyard 5 hours before you played another concert where you actually got paid, you are not a punk band. like if you were doing 3 shows, one for absolute free and or lunch on the same day you're doing a paid gig, then you are not, like, you're thinking too far ahead, and you're all about the money. Just get out of here.
I've never seen those 2 bands, but I know of those 2 bands. 88 Octane and Lucky Strike.
I haven't heard either of those bands. I haven't gone to a concert in 15 fucking years.
I haven't gone in a long time either. Although I did, when I was a kid, go see just some random show at a dive bar here in Phoenix, and it ended up being Primus.
I did if you don't know, you don't go fucking Texi or Coca-Cola thingamabob. And it was in sync. I was not a happy camper. I love it down here in Tennessee, but the back in Michigan, where it is significantly more expensive to live, the area I grew up in had just amazing avenues to explore. Like, you could go to Ann Arbor within an hour, Detroit within an hour, and like in the city I grew up in, Korn did a signing in that city. Speaking of Jonathan Davis, dickhead. Rest of the band, wonderful people.
He's really good with the scat.
45 Cent was a scat band that, and I'm like, wow, you guys, I don't care for scat. No, he was ska. They were ska, but the same fucking difference, really. Anyone remember the 20-teens era tweet about military or welfare queens? Who's that from? Who tweeted about welfare queens? And I mean, because the VA is its own welfare system, really,
and not a good one.
Yeah. God, the VA is atrocious.
That's why I'm against nationalized healthcare. I mean, the idea of nationalized healthcare is a good one, but the problem is you're just going to get another crappier version, the bigger version of the VA. That's not going to help anybody.
Who tweeted about this? Antifa are dickheads. They've also been outed as an actual thing and not just a thought. Joe Biden.
You mean an idea, Jerry Nadler?
Mm-hmm. Well, Jerry Nadler. Joe Biden said it was just an idea too. Talking to Trump.
Meanwhile, Joe Biden is an actual fascist.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Joe Biden's a fascist and does not speak for the administration. That was wait, what the fuck?
When was this? What?
Joe Biden called the border crisis a crisis, and the spokesperson came out and said that Joe Biden's referencing the border as a crisis is not the administration's viewpoint.
He is the administration?
Not the administration's viewpoint.
Interesting.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't, but that does not surprise me. I mean, that's about par for the course. We all know fucking Camilla's running the goddamn show.
No, it's all Obama's lackeys. Yeah, Susan Rice before he wipes his nose.
Fucking leadership by committee, just what we always wanted.
Joe doesn't speak for Joe. So, yeah. Pretty fucking accurate. Yeah.
Come on, man.
It almost makes me feel better that Joe is not running the show. But yeah, Jen Psaki came out and said Joe Biden does not speak for the administration. I was like,
can you imagine the balls on this bitch?
Say something interesting. I'm going to find that real quick.
Okay. Just interesting news that I thought was a Babylon Bee article that wasn't. The term master bedroom will not be used by the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board because of its use of the term master being racist and sexist.
I said interesting.
Yeah, well, I thought it was parody. That's why I find it interesting. I literally thought I was looking at a Babylon Bee article till I clicked on it, and it came up as the New York Post, titled Sleepwalkers, more realty boards drop master bedroom as an offensive term. We live in stupid, stupid times. Also interesting, the Capitol police officer Brian Sicknick, who engaged rioters, suffered 2 strokes and died of natural causes. Not murdered.
Yeah, well, we knew that.
I mean, I find it interesting that he suffered 2 strokes 12 to 14 hours after engagement. Almost like he was a political hit for political purposes. But that would be tinfoil and mere conjecture.
We don't cotton to that around here.
Exactly. Elon Musk says autopilot was not engaged in the wreck in Houston. Gonna go ahead and, since everything you do on a Tesla, all that data is tracked by Tesla themselves, would actually know. Which, as much as I like Teslas, I don't like the idea of them knowing everything I do with the vehicle I purchased from them.
Mm-hmm. I remember like 8-10 years ago when Alex Jones was conspiracy theorying the fact that I think it was one of the more luxury cars were connected to Bluetooth to Wi-Fi to your house's Wi-Fi, and would tell on you if you replaced the battery in a non-certified dealership. Like if you replace the battery in your Beamer,
yeah,
it would say that it wasn't replaced by a technician who would reset the chip or whatever.
Right. And it would void your warranty.
Yep.
Okay, so they did not say that Joe doesn't speak for his own administration. They basically just refuted his claims that it's a crisis. Okay, I thought, as I was going to say, the balls to say Joe doesn't speak for the administration would be something that I didn't think that they would go to, even if that's what they're implying.
They said he called it a border crisis, and they don't call it a crisis. The administration does not view it as a crisis, even though Joe Biden called it a crisis.
Right. No, I understand. But what they didn't say is they did not say Joe doesn't speak for the administration.
That's literally the words.
Those words did not happen.
Basically, they did.
I mean, yes, the act that they took, you can infer that from it, but that's not what was said. They basically just countermanded Joe instead of saying Joe doesn't speak for the administration. One is just refuting his position. The other one is boldly saying, fuck Joe. He doesn't speak for the administration that he's in charge of. So I know it's it's splitting a hair, but it's a hair that isn't split. So
I watched the movie. Does that count?
For what's that?
Highline's. I can't read Highline. He's way too dry for me. Oh, what else we got? So what do you think of Toronto and their use of snitching on people?
Well, they are the dystopian that the dystopia, I should say, that damn it, why can't I think of the author's name? Guy who wrote 1984.
Orwell.
Thank you. Don't know why that just wouldn't pop into my brain, but they've become the dystopia that Orwell warned us about.
It's so funny. He's like, well, I wrote it in 48, so
I
84.
When I first heard that news, and I retweeted and then stated that this is, they're talking about saving lives, but this is going to cost lives of police officers and government officials, and
apparently not.
It would be justified to shoot cops and government officials if they enacted and upheld that sort of nonsense. That is when you are absolutely 100% in your rights to wipe those fuckers off the face of the planet.
Are we still talking about Canada?
We just started talking about Canada, but yes.
Okay. Thought we had brought it up earlier. My mistake.
No, we hadn't.
No, we just blame Canada. But yeah, important thing to because of Saint Vincent, the Canada, which is basically UK light, the Europe in general, basically, has distinguished. There are now two classes of citizens.
Vaccinated and unvaccinated.
Yeah. And thankfully, the mounted police or whatever the fuck they're called, just regular police, are decided they're not going to go with it. But they do not have the American Constitution. They don't have freedom of speech in Canada. They don't have the same rights we take and hold these truths to be self-evident. That evident. They don't have those same. Like our Bill of Rights says right off the bat, 10 things government can't do. There is nothing like that for most of the rest of the modern world.
There is nothing like it for the rest of the modern world.
Well, I haven't looked at the other 197 countries.
I can tell you that it doesn't exist anywhere else. They make allusions to having similar freedoms in the UK and Canada and Australia and New Zealand, but
well, they've talked about a constitution.
They do not.
Yeah,
they simply do not have it.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow France, which is even weirder because their version of egalitarianism is just bizarre from an American standpoint.
Yeah, but I completely fell for their musketeer propaganda, so I'm still a fan of France.
There are things to like about France.
Mm-hmm. French toast.
There's things to like
French
about
fries.
California, and they suffer from the same problem.
California girls.
Exactly.
Katy Perry.
Yep, there are things to like. And the people,
For some reason, they
in
keep putting
general,
Anthony Kiedis in movies.
go and ruin it.
The fuck is going on in your background, Raggle?
I don't know.
How do you not know you're there?
I don't know what you're hearing.
Just give me a general overview of what's happening over there. Are they juggling accordions?
I don't know. You tell me.
Play. Things to like about France: the Riviera and wine.
I already said French fries and French kisses. French mustard.
Don't forget the seafood, the cuisine.
Toast. Oh, no. Fuck French. Besides from Ed Buddha, fuck French cuisine.
You know who else adds butter?
I know. And apparently she's racist.
Paula Deen.
Y'all niggas want some pie?
Yes, and I'm mad now. Still eating the pie. Pie's fucking delicious.
Yeah. Eat the pie, but I'm still upset. Yeah, I don't think any of those things are French. I don't even think French toast is French. French omelets are French. There we go.
Omelette du fromage.
First ingredient, add butter.
And garlic.
No, French omelet. Oh, God. Those are literally, it's, even before you start mixing the eggs, you put butter in a pan.
Well, that's how you always start. That's what keeps the egg from sticking.
Crepes don't suck.
Oh, yeah. My mom used to make crepes. I've never made crepes, but she's had like 4 burners going with 10-inch nonstick pans on them. The Japanese version of crepes is way different than French version of crepes, and I definitely prefer the French. I don't like brown egg anything. And they make crispy crepes, and I am not a fan. French kisses, French toast, French fries.
Starting to sound like the mom from Better Off Dead.
I don't know why, but I just went with the woman from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like, he's that righteous dude. Brazen bull kind of guy. Yeah, I don't particularly care for French food at all. Whoever made deviled eggs, that's my jam. So please don't be French.
That might be a Polish thing.
Love them Poles. Also kielbasa, pretty damn good. Pierogies, pretty good.
Pierogies are pretty good.
Steven's the only one that could say French dudes because I don't care for French dudes. French women, on the other hand,
don't shame.
I don't care for French women, but they will put out. Their models do.
The best thing about France is it's not Quebec.
I never had a pickled egg. I've had a pickle, so I imagine I wouldn't really care for pickled eggs. But I like pickles. Bread and butter pickles are my favorite.
French bread.
Yeah, not even really a fan.
You didn't like the baguette?
I watched it was a short video of this girl asking her dad for a croissant, and she goes, Dad, can you pass me a croissant? And he goes, qu'est-ce que c'est ça? He just starts going off in French, and she goes, and then she says it back in French, like she requested a croissant. And he chased her out of the kitchen. It's like 35 seconds long. I'm like, that's hilarious. No, I've not had pickled sausage or pickled pig's feet. I've had pig's feet. I'm sure they were pickled.
The only thing that should be pickled is ginger.
What about relish?
No. Pickles are wrong.
I like pickles. Baguettes. I've never had like an actually like a fresh croissant. Closest thing
Whoever
I've come
decided
is
to
a
pickle a jalapeno needs to be shot.
Chris sandwich. It's the closest I've come to a fresh croissant.
Well, the thing about pickling things is that it preserves the whatever it is you pickle. That's one of the main benefits of it.
Tell you what, if I come across half of those things, I will try a pickled sausage or a pickled egg.
I might try a pickled sausage. I might try that. I don't think I'd like it, but I'd try it.
Yeah.
Would you pickle mud bugs, Garrick?
I'll be right back.
Let's see. I'm not a fan of pickling meat, but like pickling vegetables, I'm all about it.
Would you pickle a rhubarb?
What is a rhubarb? I don't even know what that is.
What's a rhubarb?
What's a rhubarb?
I don't know. They make pie out of it. Tastes kind of like strawberries. It's kind of like a cross between strawberries and celery, I think.
Huh? That's a thing?
That's a thing. Google rhubarb.
Ugh. I don't know, man. No promises. Oof.
You've never had rhubarb pie?
Mm-mm-mm.
How can you live in the South and not have had rhubarb pie?
I'm a coon-ass. It's different.
Good point. Pickled possum, sir. Would you pickle a possum?
Like I said, I'm not big on pickling meat. It's more of a preservative for vegetables, like jarring or canning things.
Yeah, pickled pepperoncinis aren't bad. They're good.
Oh yeah, I love.
They're not bad.
Pickled peppers in general are fantastic.
I think they're just better fresh.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I mean, when you can't have it fresh, pickled is the way to go.
Pickled pecans.
No, pecans are supposed to be...
Can you pickle nuts? That's a good question.
Probably, but I don't think it works. I don't know. In my mind, nuts are not supposed to be anything other than sweet, except for maybe like peanuts that are salted.
Rhubarb is a little tart. Mine makes strawberry rhubarb pie, so I don't care for.
I was at a liquor store today, and they had the peppercini, a jar of peppercini peppers. Do y'all put that in a drink?
In
an
what?
Alcoholic beverage?
No.
No? Okay.
I usually dump the whole jar on top of a steak when I'm cooking a steak low and slow in a slow cooker.
Okay.
I like pepperoncinis. Are those pickled?
They are. They come pickled.
Yeah.
Fucking nice. That's one off my list. Pepperoncinis.
Apparently, you can pickle nuts. Pickled boiled peanuts, pickled walnuts, pickled pine nuts. I can't eat pine nuts. They give me heartburn.
Wow.
Something fierce.
That's a lot.
I watched Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have you guys seen it? Great movie. If you can, watch it. Behind the scenes is at one point this guy he's looking at this really pretty girl, and she looks at him, so he pretends he was interested in something, and he grabs a fucking jar of pickled eggs, and it's like it's a big jar of pickled eggs, and as he's walking to the store, he's eating the pickled eggs. And they're filling up gas and for like the chainsaws and the car and stuff. And Tucker is eating the pickled eggs, and it's in a couple of scenes. So he's eating a lot of pickled eggs, and just the behind the scenes of him in that shot is like he's trying to deliver lines while he's burping up pickled egg, and it's like, oh, that looks like it comes back on you. I think I'll pass. So I'm curious of the taste, but I'm not curious about the aftertaste.
Yeah. Are you guys fans of parboiled eggs or boiled eggs?
Well, I love deviled eggs, so yes, I'm a fan of boiled eggs. But I see in a lot of Asian cuisine. All right, so there's soft boiled, which means the yolk is still runny.
Ew, no.
But Asians are just a little premature, and it's still the white is runny. So I've never done parboiled eggs because I fear that. Like, and I even left a comment once because he's like, soft boiled egg, perfect soft boiled eggs, and then he puts ... for Asians. And I'm like, thank you for putting that caveat because I was about to rip your ass.
I like hard-boiled eggs, but I like them with salt. And then a soft-boiled egg, I've had that for breakfast a couple of times. I could take it or leave it. But yeah, like Asian cooking, they want you to soft boil, like kind of mid boil an egg. It's not even soft. It's like the yolk's runny, and then the whites are mostly solid, but then they cut it in half and throw it in a bowl of noodles.
Which would finish cooking it, is my thought.
Maybe.
Yeah. But also those eggs are usually they're parboiled to the soft creamy center, but then they're dropped in soy sauce and mirin for 2 days, and I'm like, no, that's salmonella. I don't particularly care for poached either.
I liked poached eggs on Eggs Benedicts.
No, I just mean the look. I've never had them, but it's the same worry I have.
And I tried to poach an egg a couple of months ago, and holy shit, is that more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, you're doing wrong.
Yeah, obviously. I spun the water and did the whole thing, and it just did not work.
No, what you do is, do you have glass petri dishes? Get glass petri dishes. Boil the water, and then crack your egg and drop it directly into the petri dish. And you can do 4 in like a shallow 1 foot by like 3 inch. Yeah, it'll do it pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a cheap maneuver, but it fucking works great.
I will.
And it's
try
like
that next time.
Well, I bought all the ingredients. I just haven't done it yet. But I did once eat the omelet in a bag. It's disgusting looking. It literally takes on like the look of a bag. So unless you're going to cover that thing in gravy, it's not going to look attractive. But I opened it up, I stabbed it in, and I pulled out the knife, and I let it cook for like another 4 fucking minutes, and it was only supposed to be on for 6. Like, nope. I've never done yolk on a burger either, but I do like egg yolk.
Ooh, eggs on a burger is fantastic.
Yeah,
I will
do. Burger is next level good.
Mm-hmm.
I will do sunny side up on some hash browns though, for the gravy, and it's fucking delicious.
Mm-hmm. They got to be really crisp hash browns. I cannot abide mushy hash browns.
So Magic says it cannot be boiling. Maybe 165-ish water, lazy bubbles. So, fried egg over easy on a burger, winning. Okay, so apparently I got to try that.
No, it's good. Fried egg on a burger is awesome.
Yes. One thing I had never considered trying that somebody suggested to me was putting pepper jelly on a burger. That shit's good.
What?
Pepper jelly.
Pepper jelly?
Mm-hmm.
Peppered flavored jelly.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you mean like jalapeno jelly?
Same thing.
No. It's
not. Peppers.
Yeah,
Okay,
peppers.
Yeah.
Not
Pepper.
ground black pepper jelly. That would be gross. But like
No.
a jalapeno jelly, which
Mm-hmm.
jalapeno jelly is delicious.
Yeah. Well, some people use jalapenos, some use banana peppers. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or habaneros.
I can see where a habanero jelly would be good. That sweet
Mm-hmm.
would cut that heat quite a bit, and you'd still get punched in the face.
Right.
That sounds pretentious as fuck.
That's how they served jalapeno poppers out here originally. You get a jalapeno popper with a side of jalapeno jelly. They wouldn't give you like cream cheese or ranch or anything like that. They were little firecrackers.
I prefer sour cream for my jalapeno peppers. We were supposed to do a hot pot this week, but it didn't come in a timely manner, so no hot pot this week.
I'm getting hungry.
I just ate some mud bugs too, so.
I miss mud bugs. Can't really get them out here. And I wouldn't trust what you could find.
Dude, they got them in Ohio. I don't understand why you don't have them yet.
I live in the desert.
In Ohio?
There's not a whole lot of cricks around here.
Oh, we got some cricks. We got some cricks down here. Our hollows are full of cricks. You been to the hollow? Yeah. Cricks in our hollows. All right, what? No, I'm hungry. What the fuck? I do. I'm making I've never had an MRE omelet.
I would imagine it would be much of the consistency that the McDonald's folded egg is.
Mm-hmm. If one had to assume.
I mean, I've had dehydrated egg and bacon. Not the greatest. It's a Mountain House meal. I almost tried Wise Foods dehydrated egg, but I ended up getting all over my car instead. Fucking Jaeger, I was down at Tactical Response, and I was saying how I used to love government eggs, and he goes, "Yeah, well, Wise, they taste a lot like government eggs," and I'm like, if I ever get the money to buy a fucking number 10 can for $75, I'll look at it. But your training isn't getting any cheaper. He gave me a fucking gallon Ziploc of powdered egg that just got all over my car. Like, apparently, scooping it into the bag was not the clearest of orders, and it got like all in the zippy part and like popped open. And at one point, my windows were down, the bag popped, and I was just flaking the entire neighborhood on I-40. Felt like a fucking retard. It was oh god. Car probably had a yeast infection for like hours.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I actually miss government cheese.
Well, there's it's not real cheese, so but 5-pound blocks. Good God.
Oh, they made the best grilled cheese sandwiches, man.
Mm-hmm.
They really did. I didn't care that it was fake. It was good.
Now you have to do just knockoff craft.
So the American singles you get at like great value American singles.
If you can get 16 slices of cheese for $1, that's what you want.
Yeah, still it doesn't beat the slicing off the brick.
What? Mine came 5 pounds pre-sliced.
They pre-sliced it?
In Michigan, they did.
Huh. We used to have to use a cheese cutter.
Now, are you talking like Velveeta?
It was kind of like the Velveeta bricks, but they were bigger, and it was the government cheese. They just weren't.
No, ours was more craft slices.
Yeah, they looked like craft slices, but they were, and the blocks were hard enough that you could leave them in the fridge, and then you'd have to use the cheese cutter, the little roller with a wire, and you'd cut.
Yeah, we had those too.
Yeah, you cut your slices off of it.
But government grape juice was delicious. Government peanut butter, the best I ever had, like to date. And the government eggs were fucking delicious.
All you get is corn.
Maize.
Government corn. Makes Libby's look good.
How are you doing, Margie?
Margie!
Yeah, I wanted to know how she was doing.
Yeah, I wanted to check in on her.
You should be off quarantine now, right? Speaking of, like, how come, like, you get the flu, they warn you that you're going to, a flu shot, they warn you're going to get the flu. And, plan accordingly around it, which is the whole point of getting the flu shot, is they give you the retarded flu. But, you get it on Friday, and you're sick just the weekend. How come with the COVID vaccine, there's no quarantine?
Because it's not a vaccine. I mean, they call it a vaccine, but it's not an inoculation. It's an mRNA adapter that's supposed to artificially manufacture the antibodies that attack the COVID virus.
What's measles, rubella, what?
Mumps.
Measles, mumps, and rubella? Yeah. I don't believe you. Vaccine people.
They're going to try to say that I'm going to require it for work. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, they're like, you should get it. I'm like, I'm not getting it. They're like, why not? I'm like, I'm allergic to egg.
You just spent 20 minutes talking about how eggs are delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allergic to egg.
I'm allergic to egg, but I'm also allergic to grass, and I played football for 10 years.
Just no fucks to give, huh?
Oh, well, I was very lucky, all except my my junior year. Or no, my sophomore year, when I was my 1 year of JV. Freshman year, you play freshman football, and they played on Fridays. Grass got cut Sunday. JV plays on Mondays, and that was usually an issue. Is the freshly cut grass would cause my allergies to act up, but other than that, it was pretty safe. So, Robitussin. Before and after, just for preparation purposes.
The purple one?
Yeah.
So basically, you were doing the drank.
I was doing purple stuff and Sunny D all the time. It was somebody made a comment about being from the South, so they know racism. And somebody made a comment about being from the North, and I said, like, I'm from the South. I know racism, and it's like I'm from the North. I hate racism, and I said I'm from the Midwest. I love racism. And then he blocked me and then made a comment. I'm like, you piece of shit. But I didn't attack commies and get a 7-day suspension, so we're all good here.
Hey, commies aren't people. You can just shoot them in the face.
Duarte up in this hizzy.
You can shoot them.
Duarte might be like the single, like the Philippines might be the one place where ARs are used in combat. You know, like, it's a gun, it's a gun. All right, what else we got before we get out of here? We got anything else?
I don't know. What else happened this week? Anything?
We did 2 hours.
We're just kind of.
We talked about Canada. We talked about the height of all our favorite stars.
Waiting in
I
anticipation.
know Biden screwed us on guns. Did we talk about that?
What about Biden? What?
Biden screwed us on gun control.
What's he doing?
Did he pass a executive order for red flag laws?
Well, you don't pass an executive order. You just pen it and put your name on it.
Well, you know what I mean.
Right.
Duarte? So, Duarte, you can shoot him in the face.
You can shoot him in the face.
If you know he's a drug dealer and they know he's a drug dealer, you can shoot him in the face. You shoot 5 drug dealers, we get you a sniper rifle.
Hey, that's a deal.
Yeah, it's because my cock isn't here.
Yeah, he's usually early and does it immediately, and then either sticks around or doesn't.
It's probably tuckered out from Neo went for 3 hours earlier.
Boy, he's just getting... Neo can talk. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want him on. I'm going to ask him to clean up his Brooklyn accent.
Good luck.
Well, he said he could, but he gives some personality. I'm like, clean up your Brooklyn accent. I want to hear this. Sound like, what's her name from Ferris Bueller's Day Off? That Ferris Bueller's one cool dude.
I want him to affect a Southern accent the entire time.
Michael Gambon did that in Toys. He's like, you fellas stand over there. I'm like, oof. It was an executive action rather than an executive order, more of a suggestion. Still dangerous and likely to pass if until challenged. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all I know is that there's a whole bunch of sheriff's departments lining up to ignore the shit out of those orders.
Thank God.
Well, Neo ended his 3-hour stream with, I'm going to cut this one out early in case something pops off tonight, and I'll come back out.
I love that guy.
Yeah, so just checking my notifications here, and I've got, nope, it's me and Tabletop Terrors. So he still may be coming back on in another hour or so. No, they probably already hit curfew. So
I was gonna say I don't think anything's happening. They're all resting up for when the verdict drops.
Tomorrow.
Carb loading, getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm. What's your riot prep?
My riot prep is not living in fucking Minnesota.
There you go. It's a good
I
one.
have 50 rounds of beanbag and rubber ball.
Oh, no pepper balls? Oh.
No.
What time does this stream start normally? 9 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern. Yeah, Eastern. Yeah, at least half the countries and counties in Washington refuse to enforce unconstitutional orders and gun laws. Mine included. They ignore the governor's mandates. Yeah. The it's cut off early. Get it right. Yeah, we're gonna hit up the after hours once I get the details out. Nine Eastern, 6 Pacific, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, fuck Arizona, and 6.
Only affects the guy running the joint. Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 7. It just depends on where the sun is.
Mm-hmm.
And
he still makes them more often than Garrick, so take that for what you will. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Go home. Or stay home. Whatever. Bye.
Don't have to go home.
Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right.